Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of MSATP TV. Joining me this morning is our President, Barbara Smith, and First Vice President Ana Barnabe. And they're here to talk to us about the recent Strategic Leadership Conference that we held. And they're going to give you some ideas of the things that we discussed and topics and projects that we have working for this coming year. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Barbara. Barbara, do you want to tell us a little bit about the retreat?
Sure. Well, actually, let's start with the idea of what is strategic planning and why is it important. We've been doing this for a number of years. We've invited outside speakers to come in and train us on our thought pattern, and we've developed a lot of goals along the way. Anna, can you add to that? What is strategic planning?
Strategic planning is taking our business and basically, as a society, we classify ourselves as kind of a business. And you look at ourselves and you try to look at what we're doing and include that, but also look for new goals that we're going to do in the future. So it's basically, it's our Bible that we stick with and we go forward with on anything that we want to do as a society. So strategic planning, we've had 3 people, I believe, so it's good to have different people because it gives us a different outlook on how we should consider strategic planning for our society.
And it really paid dividends, I think, in 2020 and 2021, when we had to pivot from a live format that we've always been very successful with for our education to virtual. So it really helped a lot, all that work we've done every year. So we usually have one strategic planning meeting in the summer and then one in January. This year, because we had so much momentum and we're developing great goals, we needed more time and we held another meeting in August. But what were the results of those meetings?
Well, one of the things we came up with is we're looking at using our slogan on either a window sticker or a bumper sticker. And we want it to say MSATP, Education, Community, Membership, and Advocacy. Those are 4 key points that we see our society as really excelling at. And also, it's in a way, it's a goal to keep that going with the momentum that we've started. That's one of the things. We also came up with 3 other goals. One is to increase our influence through our society, and we can go into that in more detail. The other one was to use our resources in a timely manner to educate and to give you as much information with tax law changes, legislation, and anything that impacts our businesses. The other thing was to stay informed and influence relevant legislation. We have a group of people, part of it is a CPR committee, but we try to not only work with state and federal and other organizations as well, to work together to influence the legislation, but also receive information that is valuable to us in our businesses. So those are the 3 goals that we came up with. And then we started looking at those in detail as far as what activities we would like. And so
Right,
Barbara,
the goals led to objectives that led to activities
correct.
that are specific things that we can use to pinpoint our progress in each of these areas. So in increasing our influence, we've already worked on that a number of years, right, Bill?
Yes, we have.
We've developed a lot of programs, and I know when I start throwing out initials, you guys will jump right up and say, oh, I remember that. But what we're trying to do is create a place that's safe, where you can come, ask a question, get more information, and feel safe about what you're doing, that we're not going to judge you for asking whatever question. I've always believed there are no stupid questions. So we do that through our annual convention. which I know a number of you have attended, and we wrap a lot of CPE into that convention.
Yes, we do.
And then the BBTT, Business Builders Think Tank. There are groups that are running in different areas. I think we have 3 or 4 right now.
Correct.
One kind of in the Gaithersburg area, one in Silver Spring, and one
In
out
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Yeah,
So,
the Ellicott City, Baltimore area.
right. So we try to provide that as a get to know each other. Remember, my motto as president was collaboration, not competition. There's enough accounting and tax work out there for all of us, and then some. So we don't need to be competitive with each other. We can actually talk to each other and help each other. The BBCC, Business Builders Connections Conference, formerly known as the Solo, is coming up at the end of October, and we hope that you'll join us. We've moved the location of that, right?
Yes, we
Bill?
have. It's going to be at Hyatt Place in Dewey Beach this year. And we're looking forward to as many of you joining us as you can. It's a lot of continuing ed, approximately 13 hours of continuing ed. And it's a different way of getting your education rather than sitting in a classroom all day. This is more interactive, where you share with your fellow practitioners information and they share with you. And it's an opportunity for you to learn from them.
And it's limited really to firm owners or principal persons. So when you talk with somebody else, they're experiencing the same issues as far as technology, education, tax changes, PPP, ERC, all those initials that you're experiencing. So we hope that you'll join us in late October. October
29th, 30th,
29th,
and 31st.
Right, we end on Halloween, so you
Think
get
Halloween.
home, get home to trick or treat. Okay, then we've also developed to help people coming out of college or people that are at a transition point in their lives that have worked for somebody else that want to go out on their own now. We have the Young Professional Leadership Group, and that makes you think of high school students. But as I said, we've had people as old as 50 in those groups, because it's more not so much about being young, but being in that transitional phase where you need help in
Leadership.
setting up
Yeah,
your business.
they're learning how to be leaders instead of just, being an associate in an organization. They're learning to grow as a leader.
And
Go ahead,
it's
Bill.
not necessarily just for people who are looking to change jobs, but people who are looking to advance with the firm that they're already working for to become a partner or shareholder with that company as well.
Right. Because actually the next program is more targeted to those people making the change, the
Yes.
employee to entrepreneur program.
And we also reach out to college students. This year, we've taken on an initiative of reaching out to the historically Black colleges and universities, trying to serve an underserved area of the community, as far as providing the college students who are majoring in accounting some opportunities to join us and improve their knowledge of the organization as well as the profession.
Yes, and with that, we also provide scholarships for kids that are in the accounting field that are at colleges, so that it helps them financially.
And we welcome your contributions, because that program has been largely funded by our candy sales at our seminars. And of course, 2020, we took a big hit in candy sales.
Yep,
You guys stayed
and the
home.
raffles too.
And the raffles, the 50,
We used to get good money in the raffles too, so.
that all went to the scholarship program. So if you haven't already joined and would like to make an additional contribution, we welcome that for the scholarship program. But the other ways to increase our influence, we've started working on our website. You may have visited and seen some of the drastic improvements in, for instance, the shopping cart, or we're adding banners so that we can highlight our programs for you. Are there
Right.
any other comments on the website?
Now, when you log in to your own personal member portal, it takes you right to the community forum so that you can see different conversations that are going on with your fellow members. And maybe you want to add a comment or participate in that, ask a question. So it comes right up as soon as you log into your member portal.
Wonderful. I think the portal is an area that a lot of people didn't even know about.
Right.
So that's another safe space where you can post a question or get help on whatever issue you're dealing with.
That's also, we did set up a community forum, I think it was last year.
Right.
This is an area that you can communicate with your fellow accountants. You can pose questions, you can give information. It's basically an area like a blog that you can talk to your fellow accountants or whatever profession you're in and get some kind of networking.
Right. And of course, then the social events. That's the part I love.
Yes.
I hope you guys are planning on joining us at Mount Vernon. That's October 24th, 20th.
20th.
Okay.
Mhm.
And
then we have some other ones we're talking about. One is, obviously, we're going to try to set up another coffee hour, which I'm responsible for, so I haven't done that yet. But I will.
and the wine tours.
Wine
We've had a
tours.
lot of success with that and it's been a lot of fun. So join us.
Yeah,
But
and-
of course, what you're really interested in is our next goal, right, Anna?
yes, which is
Education.
education.
Timely and relevant. We're the
Yeah.
premier resource for bringing your education to you. And boy, that starts next week,
Yes, it
right?
does.
Our first live seminar in Frederick.
Is next Thursday and Friday. And we'll also be presenting that in a virtual format for those of you who can't attend it live or are still afraid of the COVID-19 and you want to attend it virtually. It's set up for that. So we're looking forward to having everybody join us for that day.
We also have some 4-hour seminars coming up the end of October, middle to end of October. We try to get out there and find topics that are relevant and necessary for you as a professional in the work that you're doing. So if there's something that you'd like to see, we really would love to hear about it. So call the office and let us know. We're constantly planning. We're planning now for 2022. So,
Right.
which is right around the corner.
The other thing that we are constantly looking for new speakers and new topics. So if you are taking a seminar with another speaker that you really enjoyed, please don't hesitate to contact us, that we could probably speak with the speaker about possibly having a seminar for us as well. So keep that in mind as well as, you know, you go through other education.
Right.
And in your education, we're constantly looking for new opportunities. And as a member, one of the latest ones you may not know about is Ask Tax Speaker. That's right. Our favorite Bob Jennings gets 1 million questions a year. And he is now narrowing those down to 10 to 15 questions every week or so. And then he answers them live. That's a benefit that he sells, but we now sell that through the society. We've priced it at $162. Why that number? Well, it's our 62nd year when we launched this in 2021. So for $162, you can log in and listen to his comments. So I think it normally sells for $20 a month. That's $240.
$40.
So it's a good savings. And you think to yourself, when do I have time to do this? Well, you know, I listen to them in the car on the way to work. I listen to what Bob says, and maybe I only get through 2 or 3 questions. I've heard other firms actually at their lunchtime, they gather all the staff, they listen to a question, then they discuss, how would you have handled this situation? So it's a real beneficial educational opportunity, I think.
Yes, it is.
And keep in mind that you do not have to watch it that week that he issues them. You can actually go back and watch them from prior question and answer sessions.
Right.
And when you
Binge
sign up, you
watch.
get all of the, you're right, binge watch Tax Speaker.
When
I know
you're
that's what I'm
bored.
looking forward to doing tonight. Also, you guys are involved in legislation. So you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, our last goal is to stay informed of relevant legislation. Yes, we're out there, we're scanning all the Maryland bills, we're scanning all the legislation, and then look for our e-weeklies because we update you in what the information is about, right, Anna?
Yeah, e-weeklies, and then if something comes up that we feel that you need to know now, we will blast you an email. So make sure you look at your emails as well, because I know that Bill and the society have issued some throughout the year during tax season. So we try to inform you as soon as we know, which tends to be earlier than it goes on the news or in the newspaper. So keep that in mind as well.
Right.
We'll be the first to know.
Yeah, and we have a dedicated group, like I said, that actually works with different legislators. We also, like we're having a liaison meeting with someone with the IRS. We are also involved, I know Bill meets with the Board of Accountancy. We have all different groups through the state and some with the federal that we try to stay in contact with so that we can get the information. And we can also relay where our society feels that we need the help as well. So it's a two-way communication with these organizations.
Sure. And I know a couple of years ago when they were talking about putting sales tax on tax preparation services, we were able to rally the troops and go down to Annapolis and testify before the legislation to try to have them repeal that. And it was a law that did not pass. So while we may not have been the sole person involved in that, we were part of the fight to keep sales tax from tax prep services.
Yep. So I think we're ready to finish up, but one of the things we would love all of you to do is to consider volunteering with our organization. And the society would love to, it's a good networking tool as well as getting involved with one of our committees. You learn a lot more information sooner than later. It's a good networking tool. I've met tons of friends within the society, and it's a good rapport with most of us. So please consider volunteering either on the board or with one of our committees. So
Right, we welcome you to join. We have 15 different committees.
Yes, we do. And
On various topics, and that's how the work gets done, with people volunteering and coming in and helping us out. So join a committee, and you can join right now, and then they'd be eligible for committee day, right?
Right,
Bill, tell
exactly.
us about committee day.
well, committee day for all the volunteers will be having a
Outside
outside
picnic,
picnic, right?
barbecue.
And it'll be at Centennial Park, and it'll be paid for by the society. And it's a way of thanking our volunteers for all the work that they put out. And the more volunteers we get, the less work it is for each of those volunteers. As my grandmother always said, many hands make light work.
Yep, exactly.
So remember, if you volunteer, it's not like we're asking you for your first child or anything like that.
we don't want
We
first
just-
children.
We would just like a little bit of your time, and the more people who volunteer, it's that much less time that everybody has to
Yes.
put in. So we appreciate that.
And as Anna mentioned, there are lots of benefits to volunteering. So join a committee and find out the benefits. We encourage you to be with us.
All right. Well,
Yep.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna and Barbara, for joining us today. And we look forward to working with you and the committees. And thank you for the time that you put in for the strategic leadership.
Thank you.
Yep,
See you soon.
take care, everybody.
We
Bye.
look forward to seeing you.